So we're back for video 2. We're outside now, you can tell it's night. With video 2, it's on day 1 and we've had dinner. We were 7th going into that match. We've got a small win. One bad board, potentially could have had a bigger win. They overbid a bit, and one time when they overbid we let them off, and if we don't let them off we probably get a 15-5. So we're doing alright. There's 12 matches in total. We are 5 matches down and we're on like 61 after 5. So we're where we need to be, I think, in terms of placing high. We just need the leaders to potentially mess up, and they will do. Andy coin flip cope. And anyway, so you've got... Which hand was it? Oh yeah, Future Steve's going to do you a defence that we defended against 3 diamonds. It was quite a nice position to get the maximum tricks. The only thing missing was maybe a double, and I'm not sure double's clear. We'll talk about that maybe when Future Steve's had a word. But yeah, we had another one as well. Yeah, we had one where you have... I don't know. I think that's just highlighting mistakes. I'm not going to do that one. So no massive interesting hands other than the one you're about to see from Future Steve. But we're here. Oh, I'll tell you what. I actually quite enjoy standing outside. The room's getting far too hot. I think that's the problem with me personally in bridge venues. They generally overheat it rather than underheat it, and then people filling up a room in a heated room, then it's not a cold room, just gets too hot, I think, for me. So I think going to the last match today, it's going to be a bit unbearable, to be honest. So there we go. I think Andy and let's have a look actually. Oh yeah. I think Andy and Oscar are still winning, and they're the ones that beat us heavily. I think we beat ourselves, but there we go. So table-wise, I think it's a few tables down on last year, not by too much, but I think maybe the standard is a bit better. I think last year Matt and I looked around the room, and there was maybe one other pair who were considered maybe favourites, and we played them round 2 and beat them 20-0. So this year I think there are a lot more pairs capable of winning. It's a bit harder to say, although if one pair does kind of get a lead, sometimes they're hard to catch up. There's confidence and there's a fear factor. When you finally reach table 1 and there's a runaway leader, there are 19 VPs ahead of you, you kind of get a bit panicked, and the amount of times I've seen a runaway leader just run away with these things is pretty high. So we've got to hope that the pair we've already played don't do that, because we've not got a chance to catch them up anyway. Gonna hang around tonight, maybe for a drink with some friends, talk to a few people about our jigsaw competition that Andy and I went to, and and then over to Future Steve. 3 diamonds, your lead.
So this is a hand we played against 2 young guys, Daniel and Gideon, and we're in the north seat. We open a heart, he spids 2 diamonds, vulnerable, partner passes, West spids 3 diamonds. You're not strong enough to double here. Partner didn't act over 2 diamonds, although they might have diamond length there. You don't want to double and partner bid 3 spades. It just doesn't feel right, does it? So although you might want to try and complete in hearts and clubs, there's no bid for you to do that. So you pass, and you're going to try and beat 3 diamonds. So partner leads 10 of hearts, and you see dummy hasn't got the best raise. They've only got 2 diamonds, so partner's definitely got some diamond length, and we're looking at how best to make the most tricks, because we are playing match points. So they cover the jack, and what you can do here, because you've got ace king queen, which will become apparent. Partner's either led a singleton or a doubleton. We would lead a different card from 3 small. We would lead the middle card if we've not supported, and the lowest card if we have, sorry, the top card if we have, but he hasn't supported her. So we know he's got 2 hearts at most, and if they've got 1, it's great. And so what we can do here is we can signal for the ace of spades. So we can play the ace of hearts, and at trick 2 we can play the queen of hearts, and when this holds, partner knows we've got the ace of spades. So does declarer, but it's way more important when partner can contribute to the defence here. You know partner's going to have some values, because East hasn't looked for 3N. Imagine East has all the missing values: ace, king of spades, king of spades, ace, king of diamonds, ace, king of clubs. They might have done something else. So you know partner's got some of it. We don't necessarily know what. So because partner can contribute, you should help them out in terms of what to do. And we've got a couple of choices here. We could play a 3rd heart, but it sets the 8 up in dummy. Or we can play a low heart, but that just allows East to throw a loser away and partner might be ruffing with a natural trump trick. Partner might have like ace 10 to 4 or something, or jack 10 to 4 or something like that, where they've got a natural trump trick, and you don't really want to be ruffing a loser with a natural trump trick. Imagine you play a small heart, East might throw a losing black card away, and partner ruffs with a winner. So that's bad. The other line we've got, we can try the ace of spades, and if partner's got the king of spades, we can get a ruff. Now that is quite committal, and the danger with doing that is if you play the ace of spades and East has the king of spades, they might be able to draw a couple of rounds of trumps and play winning spades. Partner might have to follow to too many of them, and East gets all the clubs away. So obviously we might have a spade ruff available, but even if we have a spade ruff available, let's say we play ace of spades, spade to the king, spade, and we get a ruff. Now dummy's got winning spades again, so if East can get to dummy, they might be able to throw losing clubs on the winning spades, and again your partner's ruffing with a natural trump trick. So an ace of spades might be the right, but it's a very specific situation where it is. So we decided to play a club. We play the 8 of clubs, and we play attitude switches. And East is in a bit of a dilemma. They're sort of forced at this point, because we've not set the spades up, to take a club finesse, and partner wins the king. And now you can see what it is from partner's point of view. So this is the full hand. So once we found the club switch, now East doesn't really have a winning option. They can't take the ace of clubs without just giving a club up. So they took the gamble that North's the opening bid and North might have the king of clubs and North might switch to a club here. Now from East's point of view, this is dangerous, because if South has the king of clubs, East knows there's a spade ruff. And now, when he set the spades up, you know East has only got diamonds and the ace of clubs left, so you're not actually setting up winners for them. So this is a bit risky from East, but East was sort of compelled to take the finesse. But if we set the spades up, East would have thrown their losing club away eventually. So what we're able to do now is that, because North didn't quite know how many values South had, South knows from trick 1 and trick 2 that North has the ace of spades. So South can make an attitude lead to the 3 of spades. It goes queen, ace, small. Partner plays a spade back, spade, spade, spade. And now South has to decide which black suit to play. Well, North made an attitude lead of the 8 of clubs. So North's going to have club length, and so the only chance for South to get another trick outside diamonds is the spade ruff. So get the spade ruff, and you'll notice that East's hand's got a lot of diamonds left. They played a diamond. South didn't forget to insert the 10. The queen wins, North shows out, so we get one more trick. So we actually got 300 on a part score deal, and this is the hand where, if we just look at the whole hand, they overbid a bit. I'm not sure necessarily either one can double. South sort of wants to defend 3 diamonds doubled, but if North can't double it, then I don't think South can anyway. I think double from South here is penalties, and I think maybe he's just maybe one card light. Maybe he needs king queen of spades instead of just king third to double here, because he has a diamond trick. He has all the other suits stopped. They've overbid. He knows they've overbid, but I think it's a thin double, and it will. And the problem with it is it will just get you a bottom some of the time. And if they've overbid, well, they're going to overbid more than most people, and they're going to be one level higher than a lot of other people here. So you should just be happy to take the extra 100, and we actually get 300 here, which felt pretty good.
So we've got another win. So we've won 5 out of 6, I think. That was a decent win. And because I know he's going to watch this, that was against Oliver Cowan. He said don't make the vlog, and he's going to make the vlog. That's fine. It was a pleasant match, as they always are. And you pick up this hand here. You've got, Gizzy can hear my actual hand now. You've got ace, king, empty 4th, queen 10x, queen, jack 10, king 3rd. And you count your points and you think, oh, it is actually a strong no trump. It does not look like one. So he goes pass, pass, and you open a strong no trump. And he goes pass, and then partner bids Stamen. Do you? I mean, this is one of those hands where maybe you should not show your spades, because it's such a flat hand with no aces outside of your spade suit. So maybe it's right to just bid 2 diamonds here. I don't know what to do. Well, no, I do know what to do. I think you should probably bid 2 spades, but I gave it a brief thought when partner Stamen, and then over 2 spades, partner bids 3 spades, an invite, and you pass as quick as you can. You do not have a hand that wants to bid game here. You've got such a bad 15 count. It does not, look at it. Look at it. It looks like a weak no trump, but it isn't. So, partner passes about half his 11s, I think, something like that. We're not as... I actually need to check that. I'll double check that in a sec. And partner's done really well. Look at partner's hand. Partner's done really well to just invite. There's a lot of people at opposite a strong no chump, especially with a team's background. A lot of people, I don't, but a lot of people have like a team's mentality, and he's done very well to just bid 3 spades. But again, he's got the same thing as me. He's downgrading his hand slightly because he's 4-3-3, as am I. So should he do Stayman? Probably, because I think he's about to invite 2N. And when I show spades, he sort of has to bid them. But I think one of us should bite the bullet and not show spades, and maybe we can bail out in 2N and maybe have a chance of making it. Does 2N make? I haven't actually worked it out. But 3 spades needs a bit. You need a bit here, and I think on any hand where the ace of clubs is offside, you're just not making this. So 3 spades is on a finesse, but I think maybe 2N might have a chance. They might lead a club away from the ace, for example, or it might be onside, and you're making both of them. So as the play went, they led the 8 of diamonds like a nebulous diamond, and I tried the 9. They win the ace, and then they play the jack of clubs. So I duck in case it's ace queen double turn. And jack holds. I'm like, okay, fine. So they go club, and then they play a second diamond. So don't lose your head. You're in a contract that's not going to make. You could play for a miracle singleton king of hearts, but I think that's unlikely. So what you need to do is just guarantee 1 off. There is a chance you go 2 off. If for example, you try a double heart finesse, and they've got king jack offside, you're going 2 off. Or if you play ace of hearts heart towards your queen 10, guess wrong, you're 2 off. So what you do now is just a standard M play. They've stripped the clubs for you. You draw trumps, they break 3-2. You strip the diamonds, and then how do you play the hearts? You've got a trump in each hand and 3 hearts in each hand. So I played the 10 of hearts, intending to run it. Maybe it's right to play the queen, but I think they're always going to cover. So you play the 10 of hearts, intending to run it, and it goes 10 small jack, and then you reveal your hand. Wherever the king of hearts is, you've made it. Well, I say made it. You've made 8. I don't know. I think I'll have a chat with Gizzy in a second about whether he would have hit his spades. I almost did. I thought about it. It went through my mind anyway. And I think if we barrel out in 2N, there's a chance. I don't know exactly how the defence's hands do, but there's a chance we make it. What do we make? 2 diamonds, 4 spades is 6. The ace of hearts is 7. Maybe a second heart or a club. I don't know. They do have the ace of diamonds and 4 clubs to take, as long as the clubs can be unblocked. Maybe. Yeah, they might lead a club, they might lead a heart, and if they lead either of those, I might make it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess like shrug. If the ace of clubs is onside, you're making 3 spades anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we should be in 3 spades, but what we'd like to be in is 2 spades. So you're defending 3N here, and this is a hand where nothing happened, other than the fact that Gizzy asked me what my club holding was. So he thought they can make it. Anyway, so you're defending 3N, and the bidding effectively goes 1N, Stayman, 2 hearts, 3N. So declarer has shown 4 hearts, and and then the dummy has implied 4 spades, and partner leads the 4 of diamonds. So dummy goes down with what you can see. Just a reminder, future Steve, your hand is Jack 10x, 5 to the 10, Ace 1, 10 9x, and your partner leads a 4 diamonds. We play effectively attitude lead, so it goes 4 small, and I win the ace. And then I play a diamond back, and it goes jack, and partner wins the king. And then partner plays the 9 of diamonds back round to declare as queen. So, no, it's fine. You can go for it. I'm filming this way. So, you know partner had 5 diamonds because you still haven't seen the 2 or whichever diamond is the lowest. You haven't seen that. So you know partner's got 5 diamonds, and partner has signalled the 9 of diamonds back, which basically means I haven't got clubs. It's probably spades. Probably. Could have a heart on her. But if he's got a heart, he's probably making it anyway. So he's probably got the ace of spades. And at trick 4, declarer played a club. And it went small, and then dummy played the jack. And what should you play here? Well, if I give you as a question, you will get it right, but you should always play the 10 or the 9. What you need to do is to give declarer a losing option. You don't know how many clubs declarer has. Declarer could have 3 or 4 clubs, and whenever partner has the king, I think if declarer had the king to 3 or king to 4, they might have started with the king in case of a singleton queen. So you're basically thinking it looks like partner's got the king of clubs here. Whenever partner goes the king of clubs, if they've got king doubleton, you need to give declarer a losing option. Look at the club suit. I'm going to show you the full hand now. Look at the club suit as an isolation. If declarer had a 4 club and partner had king doubleton, what lines are there to make all the club tricks or not lose a club trick? Well, one line is to play for king doubleton club, and the other line is to play my hand for 10-9 doubleton. Well, that doesn't work unless you play one of the 10 or the 9 on the first club. So this is a standard false card situation here. You should play the 10 or the 9 to give declarer a losing option. One option they have is to cross back to their hand in hearts and run the queen of clubs, trying to pin your 10-9 doubleton, because now the 8 comes into play. Didn't actually matter in the hand. Gizzy asked me what my club holding was at the end, because if I have 10-9 doubleton, they can make it. But obviously I'm trying to signal I've got 10-9 doubleton, but it didn't actually matter, so false card wasted. The room is getting hot now. We are going back in for the last set, just going to find out where we are. We are on 77, I think, after 6, so we're like 17 above average, which is fine. We've got 5 wins from 6, and the lead is lost, so we're 5th equal here against several people. I don't know, we've got Cross or someone else. So we're going to go in and then maybe hang around at the bar. Maybe we'll have an interesting hand, or someone at the bar will have one, and then we'll call it a day. I can already taste the beer now.
So this is probably my favourite hand of the day. It was pretty nice, even though I didn't make it. You get to 4 spades. Your partner shows a weak nut trump. You effectively invite with 5 spades, and partner jumps to 4 spades. So West leads the queen of diamonds, and you can see dummy goes down with a pretty maximum weak nut trump. It's just very flat. You've got the 10 of spades is a nice card to see, and queen 10-9 of hearts probably gives you some play in the heart suit as well. But you don't have too many tricks. Got a lot of things to do. You're going to lose a spade, you're going to lose a heart, and you're going to lose a diamond. So it's about not losing 2 hearts or 2 spades, really. You can't lose 2 of either of those. So weirdly, it actually matters where you win the first trick here. And I decided, because I want to be leading up to the north hand in spades, that I wanted to win the first diamond with my king. I didn't really want to win the ace of diamonds, then cross to my hand in one of the other suits to lead a spade up. So we won the first trick with the king. And the best chance for not losing 2 spades is to play West for honor X. They could have king queen tight, king queen X, or king X or queen X, and the solution is to play a spade to the 10, and if they've got king queen they have to split, or your 10 wins, and if they've got king X or queen X, then when the 10 loses, then the ace will drop the remaining honor. So that's the best way to play spades in this case. Your spade, and West plays the king ace small, so that's not good. Now, if you're losing 2 spades, you're very unlikely to make that. There is a line where you can make it even though you lose 2 spades, and that's some sort of trump elopement and end play. So that's what I'm playing for now, in case West is false guarding with king queen tight. You have to sort of play another spade, otherwise he's done you in. And the best spade to play in this situation, what you don't really want East to do is, if you play the 10 of spades, they might win and play another spade back, and now you lose the ability to ruff 2 clubs, potentially. So that's our aim here. At some point we're going to try and ruff 2 clubs in our hand, and then maybe end play someone in hearts. And the way to do that is to play the 3 of spades. Now if East goes in with the queen of spades here, you're now down to 1 spade loser again, because your 10 and jack will mate separately. So East sort of has to duck here. East plays the 8, you play the jack, and if West has the queen, nothing is lost, but West shows out. So now we've got 2 guaranteed spade losers, and it doesn't look like we can avoid losing a diamond and at least 1 heart. So what are we going to do? Well, what we said is there is a way to do this. If we can effectively ruff 2 clubs in our hand, if we've got the entries to do it, and that's why it's important to keep the ace of diamonds and dummy. If we can ruff 2 clubs in our hand, and then throw someone in, they might have to lead hearts for us, and depending on what the heart situation is, it might be enough to make us make the contract. For example, if East near the end has to lead away from the king of hearts, you can run it round to the jack and queen and then take a finesse. So there are chances here. So we tried to do that. We played the king of clubs, we play a club to the ace, and we ruff a club. Now East has played the queen and the queen jack X, and East wasn't a strong player, so you're gonna think that East is genuinely only got 3 clubs there. And now we need to hope that we can cross the dummy with a diamond, and we can now try and ruff our last club. Now, what does East do? East, if they haven't got the king of hearts, what they can do is they can ruff this, they can draw a trump, and they can play a heart through. And then if West has the king of hearts, I'm going to go off now. But East didn't ruff this, so maybe the East has the king of hearts. Ooh, that's interesting. So we ruff this, and the 10 goes up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to end play someone. But weirdly, because you've still got a spade left in each hand, if West wins a diamond, they're end played too, because they can't play another diamond, otherwise it's a ruff and discard. Yeah, and they can't play a heart because they'll be playing it away from, we think, the jack. So we exit in diamonds, West wins, and East discards a heart. Now East is in the same position. Remember, East can ruff this, cash the queen of spades, and play a heart through if they don't have the king. And they haven't done that. So West now plays a heart. Oh, now if we only need 2 more tricks, and one of them is the ace of hearts, if we can get the right heart from dummy here, we can make this. If we play the queen and West has the king, we make 2 heart tricks. If we play the 10 and West has the jack, we make 2 heart tricks. All right, so what's the right one to play? Well, this is where we go back in our mind. It doesn't feel like it's a complete guess, because if East has the king of hearts, they wouldn't have roughed in, because they would be end played, yeah, to lead away from the hearts. So, and if East doesn't have the king of hearts, they've misdefended. They should have roughed in, cashed the spade, and played a heart through. So we're going to play for East to not misdefend, and we're going to play the 10 of hearts. East has the jack, and we go 1 off. The full hand is as you see it. So we've effectively been what's called grovened. They've misdefended in a way that's made you then play it wrong. We should always be off here. East should always be able to rough in at some point. You have 2 opportunities to do that. You can rough in on the club or rough in on the diamond, cash the queen of spades and play a heart through, and then I'm definitely 1 off. But because East hasn't done that, the reason to not do that would be any time East has the king of hearts. And if East has the king of hearts, East can't rough in without being end played. So that's the situation where they might not rough in. So it was a really technical bluff and double bluff. If East was a very good player, I would imagine I would get this right. Apologies. I would imagine that East would then have the king of hearts for this play. East was, I don't think, thought about it too deeply and didn't spot the defensive line to beat it. And I played East to have the king of hearts, which isn't unreasonable, and they didn't. So it's weird for your favourite hand of the day to be one where you could have made it and didn't and gone off, but that's the beauty of bridge. Yeah, I quite like that hand, and although I didn't make it, there was a line to make it the way they defended, but if the king of hearts and the jack of hearts are swapped over, it would have been cold on my line, and it wasn't.
So you've just seen a hand from Future Steve, who is going to show you a 4 spades that is... it didn't take me very long, but it might be the most interesting hand of the day as to what to do. What should you do, and which way around should you get it? I think it's just a guess. Gizzy said it's just a guess, but there's a chance to make it. I didn't. We've done well. It looks like on current scores, and they do something weird, and they didn't do this before. But they don't show the result, and I like this. They don't show the result of incomplete matches. So if someone nips to the loo halfway through the match, they don't have they can't quickly look to see whether they're winning 15-5 or losing 15-5 or something like that, and then they can go back in and swing it. So I really like that. That's new, at least newish. Last year, you could walk out and see how you're doing. There's a lot of 20-0s that set. Currently, we're sitting in first with 20-0, but like I said, there are some matches that haven't been done. So my guess is we're going to be like second, potentially, behind maybe the Allens. If the Allens win, we'll be second behind the Allens or something like that. So I think all in all, it's been a good day. We've bid a lot. We've got in the bidding. Yeah, I'll leave you with this hand. Actually, I'll leave you with this. And this was actually potentially interesting. You have this hand, and you've got Queen X, King Jack to 5, Ace Jack 9, Ace and 2 small. So that's your hand there. And it goes pass on your right. You open a strong no trump. I think it goes pass on your right. You open a strong no trump. And the left-hand opponent bids 2 spades. And that gets described as 4 spades, usually 5. 4 or more spades, usually 5, and a minor. So it's in theory 5 spades and a 4-card minor, but sometimes they're allowed to do it on 4-5 the other way. My partner owes me 2 beers, by the way, so we're going to the bar in a second before he decides to go. He told me 2 beers. He claimed the contract, and twice he had the beer card. And I said, the beer card there, partner. So he forgot to claim the beer twice. So I think maybe that's 1 each. We'll both have a beer. Anyway, so yeah, they overcall 2 spades, and your partner over this bids Lebenssoll, so 2N. So partner has either got a good hand without a spade stop, or a weak hand with probably one of the minors. You do have 5 hearts, and so it now goes 4 spades on your right. You haven't got a bid now. You can't double this. You don't know what partner's hand. Partner could have just like, queen to 7 and a minor and out. So you pass, and then partner, rather than backing in with their minor, they don't bid 5 minor. They bid 4N, which has to be 2 places to play, because they could. I know if partner kind of wanders in with 5 clubs now, or 5 diamonds, that they just had one long minor. So when he bids 4N now, this must be 2 places to play. So there's a minor on your left because they have promised a minor. So is it likely that partner's 2 places to play are both minors? Do you think partner's going to have like 5-5 or 6-5 in the minors here? Or do you think partner's going to have hearts? So potentially partner might have something like queen to 5 hearts and king to 6 clubs or something. That seems likely for the bidding. So what do you do? If you bid 5 clubs and partner's got clubs and hearts, you're in the wrong spot. But if you bid 5 clubs and partner's got diamonds and clubs, well, what the hell's his minor? So make your call now. What would you like to do? And obviously you're playing match points, so you want to be in the best fit, or the fit that scores the best, or the fit that goes off the least if you're going to get doubled. So what do you do? I bid 5 clubs, and I didn't want to punish my partner for having a weird hand. And I think when partner's got hearts and clubs, he's probably going to be 5-6, 5 hearts, 6 clubs. I think. If that's the way round he's going to go. So although we might have a 10-card heart fit, we do still have a 9-card club fit. So that's kind of what I went with. And look at partner's hand. There's his hand there. He has 6-5 in the minors. You do not think that on the bidding and the auction. Now, obviously, you don't realise partner's void spade. But, so there you go. And I ended up making exactly. They didn't find a good lead. They led a club at trick 1, which just gives me a bit of time. And then I play on hearts and whatever. And then towards the end of the hand, although I didn't run the 9 of hearts, which is what you need to do in case diamonds are 4-1 where you can't pick it up, I still make it when there's a singleton queen or singleton 10 of diamonds, and there was. So I ended up setting some heart tricks up, and I made 11 tricks when they're called for 5 spades. And like I said, he said in the hand, he says, "Oh, we're called for 5 spades." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're called for 5 spades doubled," because I'm pretty sure I would have doubled it with 2 aces and king jack of hearts. So it's been a good day. We've had fun, and we've actually played, compared to last year, no offence to anyone who played last year, I think we've had a tougher run of it this year. We've played, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to insult anyone, but we've played some decent pairs, I think, who've done some things. Yeah, so I think we'll be third. Andy and Oscar, who beat us earlier, have just won big, so they're ahead of us. Not as big as we do, but we've caught up a bit. So third going into the last day with 5 matches to play. Watch out for the next video for how we do.